For 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. We have $37 trillion in debt. We have a $1.8 trillion annual deficit. The fact that this is a partisan issue and the fact that my colleagues across the aisle are not taking this seriously is really frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. We haven't even talked about Social Security, which goes into austerity measures. My constituents and your constituents all over this country will receive 21% less if we do not save Social Security. These are just facts. This is just math. So we have to do our job here. We have to do our job here. And some of the most important work DOGE has done in the last 6 months is just simply on increasing transparency. Their website shows the public how taxpayer funds are actually being distributed and justified on a daily basis. The DOGE initiative has shown that enhanced payment tracking and upfront verification can eliminate billions in waste. And we must make these practices standard, not exceptional. Tens of billions of dollars are lost each year to improper payments across Medicaid, unemployment insurance, SNAP, housing assistance, and more. Most people do not realize that there are 17 means-tested social safety nets that total more than $1.5 trillion in annual government spending. And a good portion of these are improper payments. And it is simply due to lax or outdated income verification processes. So all these different social safety nets that we appropriately provide to Americans, they require that you have an income threshold that you do not meet. And we tell the states that they have leeway in how to do that, but it's a patchwork framework and it's all antiquated. Certain states require pay stubs, W-2s, other income documents to the IRS. It's just simply not enough. This is 2025. Technology can solve this problem. We should be leveraging all income sources in real time and continuously to verify eligibility for federal benefit programs, no more pay and chase, no more hoping the paperwork matches up months later, and no more guesswork. Shockingly, in the big, beautiful bill, the House proposal to simply require states to confirm eligibility twice a year instead of only once resulted in $11 billion in savings. What if we confirmed income eligibility in real time? That's why I introduced H.R. 1755, the Timely and Accurate Benefits Act, or TABS Act, to require states to adopt enhanced income verification across their federal benefits programs to get people the benefits they deserve faster and to stop payments to those who no longer qualify immediately. Now let's zoom out. Income verification is one example of a broader problem. Federal agencies are swimming in waste, fraud, abuse, and redundancy, and thanks to DOGE, we now have a public-facing receipt book of over $180 billion in identified savings. From unnecessary grants to absurd leases to federal offices with no measurable output, DOGE is shining a light on the insane bloat of our frivolous spending. And again, this is critical work that must be done. We have $37 trillion in debt and run a $1.8 trillion annual deficit. Our social safety nets will fail if we do not make appropriate changes to save them. Mr. Lips, DOGE is attempting to overcome barriers to data sharing among and within agencies to enhance fraud detection. Isn't the inability to cross-check databases a problem historically in identifying fraudsters?
Absolutely, and thank you for the question, Congressman. It's important to look at the history around improper payments. That there was an executive order issued by President Obama establishing the do not pay system that the Treasury Department has been using to try and increase verification and tighten controls over federal payments. But that was more than 15 years ago, and we've seen hundreds of billions of dollars of improper payments reported annually over those past 15 years. It's important to know that the Treasury Department has been asking for help, asking for the ability to share information. A long time ago, the Social Security Administration couldn't share information about deceased Americans with the Treasury Department. That stopped for a few years. They can now do that. But there's a lot more that can be done to share information between agencies to stop fraud and prevent improper payments. There have been bills introduced both in the Senate and the House to do that, bills by Republican members and Democratic members.
I'm running out of time. Let me finish. So this is not a maybe. This is a must piece of legislation. We cannot continue down this path. My bill came from a Missouri pilot program that resulted in 17% savings. 17% of just Medicaid is $140 billion annually. 17% across all social safety nets that are means tested is $250 billion. we are running out of time. We got to pass these pieces of legislation. We got to use technology to make sure that we're being efficient with our tax dollars. With that, Madam Chair, I yield back.